It's as good as it's ever been, and we hope to make it better. I consider my primary responsibility to bring our two countries closer together, because everyone understands that Greece's future is westward. It's with the US, with the EU and NATO. And Greece is not only the pillar of stability, they are the indispensable partner of the United States in the region. Now, folks, I tell people that the United States needs Greece as much as Greece needs the United States. And I'm going to tell you why. We cannot do everything by ourselves. And the region is somewhat challenging. The Balkans, the Eastern Med, North Africa, Middle East, the Aegean, and we can't do everything. So when there are challenges in the region, the United States turns to Greece because they are the only country that is plausible. They are reliable. They act with values. They act with values that the United States has adopted, but that were born in Greece. They are democratic, they are principled, and as Prime Minister Mitsotakis said in a historic speech at the joint session of Congress, Greece is always on the right side of history. And they have proven that over and over and over again. They are an ally in good times and bad times. They are an ally that does not analyze the scales of political convenience. They do the right thing no matter what the cost is. Now, they were the first nation to stand up to fascism in World War II, where they won. Now, there's so many quotes from there. Churchill said we used to talk about heroes fighting, that Greeks are heroes. Well, we talk about heroes are Greeks. They were the turning point of World War II. I talked about yesterday when Franklin Roosevelt spoke about when the world was gripped with fear, it was the Greeks who dared. It was the Greeks who stood up and said, "Ohi." And I want to point out again, as I did yesterday, Europe celebrates Victory in Europe Day in May. They celebrate the victory in Europe. Greece celebrates their entry into the war because that's what their ethos, their character dictates. That when it got tough and when they were needed, they stepped up because it was the right thing to do, and they were not going to allow fascism to control Europe. And they suffered a lot. The United States may have lost 1/4 of 1% of its population in World War II. The Greeks lost 10%. 10%, and overwhelming is starvation. My parents knew what it was to live in Greece during fascism. But I want to tell you how special the relationship between the United States and Greece is. After World War II, the United States committed $14.3 billion to rebuild Europe. That's a lot more money today, I assure you. Greece got $2.2 billion of that. $2.2 billion. That was 3 times the size of the Greek economy after World War II. When 70% of its agricultural capacity was gone and 80% of its industrial capacity gone, and the nation was on the verge of starvation, Russia came, με όπλα, να κάνουν την Ελλάδα Albania, and the United States came with money to reconstruct the country. So when we talk about common values, when we talk about common interests, this is one of the greatest relationships there is. And I'm going to give you one point. I hosted a dinner for General Cavoli, who's the NATO Supreme Commander, and he asked my defense attaché, what's the military-to-military relationship between Greece and the United States? And he said, it is that of Canada and Australia. The United States could not operate as efficiently and effectively it can in helping Ukraine regain its sovereignty as a whole country if it was not for Greece's assistance. We could not help if not for Greece. So I'm very proud to be here with you. If you happen to be in Greece in the next couple of months, please call me. I am Greek. I promise you will not go hungry. Zito Elias,